Let me ask you, when you started ministry that time, I remember that you were into singles. Everywhere you turn to in this Lagos, your adverts you were competing with some of these blue chip companies in your advert, and you were very creative. Singles,
Wisdom for singles.
wisdom for singles, everywhere, wisdom for singles. And then you invited me to National
Stadium.
Stadium. The whole place was jam packed with singles. Now, tell me, are you still running wisdom for singles?
Oh yeah, like I told you, I just came
Okay,
out from
okay,
Australia.
okay,
We did
okay.
wisdom for singles.
Okay.
now.
But it's not as loud as.
You know what people don't understand is I started finance before singles.
Okay.
Yeah, in 1996, I started the World Creation Network, which was a weekly business
Okay.
network that we did. But the wisdom for then I was going around campuses,
Okay.
doing what we call victory seminars. So we
Okay.
do 4 days teaching, teaching seminars on campuses, camp meeting and all those stuff. You know. Myself and the Akilome were the one that used to do camp meeting those days.
Okay.
He would do his style, I do from campus to campus. So 1997. I was sitting down at Lagos Airport Hotel, speaking to young people that were partnering with us for this outreach. And I just saw that there was a need to reach out to these people. Because I was going around campus and I'm like, I can't be going around campus. There is a way around this thing. And it just dropped that the youth ministry needs to be changed. Youth leaders need to be raised so that what I'm experiencing should be happening in individual churches.
Yes.
So God said, go change the face of youth ministry. So I called my guys together, and we put together a meeting because the idea he gave me was the foxes of Samson. Okay. When you tie the two foxes together, set them off and release them, that you gather youth leaders and train them, and then equip them with what it takes to run a youth ministry.
Yes.
And release them to their churches to go and do what needs to be done. So we planned that meeting. But while we were planning that, it now occurred to me that I need to show them a template of how it should be done.
Okay.
So
when they get back to campus.
No, not even campus and churches.
Okay.
So that's how Wisdom for Singles was like January, we are going to do a training for all the leaders. Then February 14, during Valentine period, we will now do a singles meeting. It's called Dynamite Night Out. 5 hours of fun, relaxation, and edutainment. That's what we called it. So that they will now all come. Now that meeting, the theme of that meeting is Wisdom for Singles.
Okay.
So the program was not Wisdom for Singles. It was just to do a one meeting, train people, then show them this is what I'm telling you, go to your church and do it.
How come it became...
So that's how. And so in my spirit, I was hearing that I should do that, and that within 5 years, we'll be able to change the face of youth ministry. So I knew that there was a 5-year somewhere in my subconscious mind, but I didn't get clarity. So we started. As we did that training, many people came. Most of the major men of God that you know today, they are all part of those people that were in that meeting. Many of them, just not to mess up their brand, they should be the one mentioning their names for themselves. Many of these frontline guys, they are all the boys that I trained in that something.
Yes.
Now, so we now did February, we went to Airport Hotel, 700 people showed up. Don't forget, I was just pastoring 200 people here. Young boy. To now see 700, I said, I mean, they can't listen to it. Come on. This thing hot. That's when I realized that. And I understand waves. I've read it, riding the wave. Remember, you have to ride the wave. So I said, this is a wave. That if I don't ride it now, that's how we arrange for it to be done again. By the time, so we say, let's do it next 3 months. Because nowhere where would they go now. 3 months later, we did it. 1,300 people showed up. Next one, 1,100 people showed up. They drove us away. Went to National Theater. National Theater, 2,300, 2,700. MITV ground, 3,000. Nowhere until we enter stadium. And we're gathering between 10 to 15,000 people.
Yes.
Every quarter. It became the largest singles ministry, reputable in the world. CNN, maybe all of them. Who is this man? He was just everywhere.
Yes.
Even me, sometimes I will be in my place here. They will say, Pastor, come on, don't fuck all be food now. So as how? No, nothing. As how? I will get there, all is full.
I tell you.
Deeper life. We carry buses to come and drop people there. Say less. It was a move of God. It was not to today, man. It was a move. And all those adverts I'm talking about, we didn't do any advert. We were doing ambil. As you they see now, they see. I will be going on. I will see Wisdom for Singles under the bridge, on the covert, everywhere. people just took responsibility. Adverts were going. Even me, I was saying, which one be this one again? Even me, I was seeing those adverts as they say. I know it was this way Nollywood was starting. They were doing poster everywhere. So you just see yourself everywhere. People will gather. It was a move of God. But 5 years after, everything ceased.
Why?
Because that 5 years, we had a year. 5 years, 5 years. So by the 6th year, we tried to do it. 3,000 people from 15,000. What is happening? And now we are saying, God said, I told you 5 years. I said, I thought it was one. He said, 5 years. I told you 5 years.
Oh, God have mercy.
So the 6th year, we were just struggling. So when I got clarity, I said, guys, it's 5 years. He said, because what I sent you to do has been achieved. God changed the face of youth ministry. Yes. Youth ministry has changed. What we are trying to do now is now happening in individual churches. Churches are now doing things. They now have youth fellowship. Yes. You have done what I sent you to do. I said, that's why I stepped up.
Wow.
So we still do it now all over the world, but not in that magnitude and scale.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yes. Let's talk about... let's go back to that challenges of life.
Okay.
It's very key.
Yeah.
I've been in the know. I've defended you in so many places, and it's like, what do you know? I say I know because I'm close to this guy. You don't know what he passed through. How were you able to survive? Because you passed through.
Yeah, I did.
With your business challenges, your marital challenges, and everything.
It's grace.
You are talking to my youths out there.
Yeah, it's grace.
What can they learn from you?
Yeah, it's grace and it's support system.
Okay.
Yeah. God will not allow you to be tempted above that which you are able to bear. But will with the temptation make a way of escape. So the challenges I face in my life, ministry challenges, relational marital challenge, business, financial challenges, they are very, very massive. But what has kept me is number one, grace, and then I've had a lot of support system. Support. I've had friends that stood by me through thick and thin. I've had friends that were, I remember, sitting down asking myself, but you see, challenges help you to know who your reference are.
Yes.
There are churches I bought land for in this country. I mean, as in pay for where their churches then I mean buy the land. Not one, not two, not three. There are churches that their rent I've paid, equipment I've bought, all kinds. And when I had crisis, all of them. There are churches that I was literally going there 2-3 times a year, training their workers, training the pastor, putting system in place that are mega churches today, that all the labor you labor is like everybody was trying to protect their pulpit, protect it, because anything that has to do with relationship issues, especially divorce, is a major issue in church. You can't give him pulpit, or you can't. So it was a major, the level of hypocrisy of the church. It was a major challenge. But one thing that helped me is the fact that when that crisis happened, because of my honesty and integrity, I came to the church. By the time we're entering 1998, by the time we're entering 2008, it was like, well, let me go and start all over again. If everybody will go, let them go. But by the time we met with the church, explained everything to them, it was like, Pastor, we know. We don't even know how you have been coping. We have been wondering. We have been praying for you. People now started even bringing heavier revelation of what they have gone through, that they had to, So, and God just stood by us. And I had a lot of friends that were there because I had to go for therapy.
Abroad or in
abroad? Yeah, I had to go for therapy. I had to really, because it's a major, you don't know, to be someone that is a major challenge. It's a major man. I just to come home and everywhere is empty.
Everything
packed. I was like, am I dreaming? I open freezer, even food with inside freezer empty, library everywhere. I called myself and say, I'm home now. That the house is empty. It's empty. I say, yes. Are you where you come? He came. The guy busted out the chairs when he saw the empty house. Then I called Dr. Luca and said, Doctor, are you married? Are they here? See what has happened? Say, are you sure? I say, yeah. Made the call. I say, wow. So it was a major. I said, I go cook food. Me, I'm a very handsome. I do school run. I do everything. I go cook food, serve food for table. Before I call him, I said, only you there also. which 4 plates you dey serve 4 people? Only you dey house.
It was really affecting your mind.
What I thought, I will have served 4 plates.
Oh my God.
I go don cook food finish, serve 4 plates. Then to say come make una come chop. Now I go say, na only you dey house.
Oh no. Oh,
It was my friend Sam that said, better go and get him. Because me, I don't do drive. I drive myself. I was driving one day. I dey eat people from Lagos.
Hey.
I was driving one day. I was just crying. I don't know, okay, God, where did I move? See, I served you with all my life. Integrity. Why will I be the one to be in this kind of issue? I'm into relationship. They will come say, physician, heal thyself. You know, I already knew the church. So I'm like, what is on? I will just hear bagam. I don't hit person. One day, one man came out. What's wrong with you? As I wind down, he saw me with tears. Oh, sorry. Oh, Mr. Man, go and sort yourself out. First, as somebody said, my brother, go and get a driver. You could just die now. Go and get it. That's how I had to go and get one brother and say, you just be driving me when I want to go. It was bad. It was bad, but grace, and then support system, people being their family, covenant friend. So when you are going through any crisis, number one, acknowledge the crisis. Faith does not deny fact. And faith goes with a plan. So you can't deny the fact. This has happened. Then what is my state right now? Know your state and seek help. Because you cannot go forward until you are healed. And when you are not healed, you are going to be a problem to the person that comes. So your next will now suffer for the sins of your ex. So don't deal until you have healed. You can deal again. So that's that. And then make sure you have the right kind of people around you.
Right kind of people.
Right kind of people around you. Because there are people that come into your life for such a time as that to really help strengthen you and hold on to you. And glory to God. We are here.
Yes. I'm happy for the healing. I'm happy for the courage, to move on.
Yeah.
Because there are people. To move on becomes a real problem.
It is.
But you have moved on and even become so impactful.
Hey, sometimes your ministry is born out of your misery.
Say that again.
Sometimes your ministry is born out of your misery. And that's why you see that some people that God used for healing ministry have been sick before. Some people that God used in deliverance, they have been in bondage before. People that God used in finance have been poor before. People that God used for emotional healing have been emotionally messed up before. So, because God said we should comfort others by the comfort wherewith we have been comforted.
Yes.
So we need to just learn to turn our pain into power and now use it to be a blessing to people. Jesus was bleeding, yet blessing. Father, forgive them for they didn't know what they had. But he was bleeding. So we have to be bleeding yet blessing. Don't allow what you are going through to hinder you from where you are going to.
Hallelujah.
So as a pastor, you should not bleed on the people. Let your bleeding become a fuel that makes you to move the
Hallelujah.
people forward.
That's powerful.
And that's the way it works. So we just stay focused on the call and stay faithful to his mandate.
Yes, and you have done that. You have done that powerfully. Now,
Thank you.
as you work so hard like this, what's your routine concerning bodily exercise? This morning I woke up, my wife and I were doing exercise in our house. She was doing her own, I was doing my own.
In 2017, I started going to the gym regularly, and I did that 2017, 2018, 2019. Then COVID came 2020 and messed everything up. Since 2020, I have not been able to go back to that regimen for many reasons.
Right.
One of the reasons is because 2020 shifted my ministry to another dimension. And since 2020 till now, my schedule has been very, very crazy.
I know.
In order for you to be able to survive health-wise, there are two things that needs to happen: your nutrition and your exercise.
Yes.
Now, for nutrition, my challenge, which if I we still discussed it 2 days ago, my wife was telling me, hey, we're just talking, is because you preach almost every day. When do you eat? You are not supposed to be eating in the night. But because of the kind of ministry we have, sometimes the kind of ministry you are going for, you can't eat before you go and preach.
Why?
Because it will affect you'll be heavy sometimes.
You see,
Yeah.
you see now.
So when you now finish
you're
in the
an
night,
international
I know. When you now
know-
finish in the night, you will now be looking for something light. So that is so my problem. Look at this stomach.
I know.
It needs to go down.
Yeah, of course.
Look at this stomach. It needs to go down. So my issue is I do little exercise, not regularly. But my issue is not really the exercise. It's that food.
That you're not eating.
Is that food of eating late. That's what, eating late is a major problem because I hardly can eat before I go to preach. So when I'm going to preach now, if I've eaten in the morning, even if I'm going to eat, I must eat before 4. Because 2-3 hours before preaching, I have to be in that mind frame of, because I preach, I jump around. You can't be heavy. If I'm going to teach in a seminar, I can even eat before I go.
Okay.
But when you are preaching, and it's a different. So when you now finish in the night, after service, everybody's eating. Like, hey, this food we will chop. When you go digest, because you're supposed to eat hours before you sleep, so that you can die. So that area, I'm not doing the way I'm supposed to do. I've backslided.
You know why I'm saying this? Some time ago I was in the States and I preached, in one church. And the man of God, after my preaching and everything, they took us to one place like that. Come on, city tea.
America with food.
Splash everything, just eat. I just picked my own small, I just ate like that. And then not too long, 1 or 2 hours later, the man of God said, "Oh, we are going to Chinese." They took me to Chinese. Another round of food. I said,
that's why they see them.
I said, you want to keep me here in America? Not be me and you people.
Between first and second service,
yes,
we go chop.
Yes.
Between service,
yes.
Then after second service, we now go for Americans. So health is very important.
Very important.
But I'm not doing as good as I should.
I think you should repent.
No, of course. I know.
Because your tight schedule. That's why I'm bothered.
No.
You're okay. From here now, you're going somewhere. Before you know, everybody and the church is placing so much demand on you.
That they will tell you to rest. As they are telling you, one of God, you need to rest. So that's my cue. Okay, so that's my. So man of God, you need to rest. As they are telling you, and so we would like you to come to our conference. They are telling you to rest at the same time. They are booking you. So. On that one, don't follow me.
Yes. We'll wrap up with this. I know you love the church. How can you help? I'm not talking just about, you were former chairman of PFN. How do you help the church? Because what we see today happening in the Nigerian church, not just Nigerian church, the global church, it's alarming, it's distressing. In terms of this one's preaching this, that one is preaching that, we don't have respect for one another anymore. We don't have respect for our elders. We talk to our elders anyhow, that kind of thing. It's not healthy. As a youth minister, I get so bothered.
They are messing up and they are doing it on social media.
Yes.
Young people are confused.
Yes, they're confused. I don't know how we're going to help the system, we're going to help the church, and help the successor generation.
Well, we have to acknowledge the fact that we can never have a crisis-free, division-free world. Because those are, scripture already says it's there will be tribulation there. So it's part of the end time stuff. In the last days, men shall be lovers of themselves, truth breakers, unthankful, unholy. So those are the realities of our world. But we can manage
disobedient to parents.
Yeah. So it's they're all end time stuff. So, but my challenge is that the institutions that are existing now that has the influence to do that will be my own challenge, which is PFN, CAN, and whatever organization that are in. Since I'm primarily within the PFN community, a lot of reforms have been done, a lot of things have been done, but I think that the PFN can do more.
Okay.
And number one, it begins with having a solid training system.
Okay.
If you're a medical doctor, you go to school, then you go to medical school, then you begin to practice medicine. and they do a lot of refresher course. If you're a lawyer, you go to school, then you go to law school. If you're a pastor, you only claim to hear a voice that nobody heard. And you're a pastor, and people's destiny are in your hand. Over 80% of pastors today have not gone to Bible school or any ministry training. So we have a lot of people on the pulpit that are not trained for what they are doing. And who will train them? That's where PFN comes in. Do you know that as we sit down here, I stand to be corrected, you cannot point to one Bible school in the whole of this country, as big as we are with the church, one solid Bible school that you can say, this Bible school, if somebody goes there, they will go through a process, come out whole, with not seminary cemetery, real Bible school. That all we have is school of ministry, school of ministry, school of ministry, people are just doing membership class as me, and then you go there, collect certificates, you are a man of God. No. You need to understand biblical exegesis, biblical humanity, understand Bible, understand a lot of things that will help you. That's why the Orthodox churches, if you see the Orthodox pastors, you see people that are Catholic, Anglican, but you know that these people, when you come for meeting and you see them seated, you can see a sense of, but when you see Pentecostals are coming jiao, you can see say something is wrong. It's the training. So PFN should start with training. Then once we have a solid school where everybody goes through and there are refresher courses, not just preaching.
Yeah, your friend is the current chairman.
Yeah, he's the chairman. He's the chairman for Lagos. And so when we have that, that's number one that we need to do. Number two is to sanitize things. We need to connect with governments and come up with a system that will help us to do what we are doing, but in a formalized way. There are many things that churches are doing right now that government should be doing. We feed people, we pay school fees, we do scholarship, we do all those. We do all those stuff. All those are corporate social responsibility. So what needs to happen is that we need to connect everybody that is in church to a system that is operating in different parts of the world. That to say, okay, all these people giving money to church, that are giving money to church, they should be able to have tax exemption for the money they give to church. When they have tax exemption for the money they give to church, then that will make money available to the church to be able to do all this in church is doing. But now for you to be able to have the opportunity for people in your church to have that tax exemption, you have to be a part of PFN. You have to have this following mandate. You must be a pastor. There must be a board of trustees. You must not be the signature on the account. That will help to use the finance to submit, because the reason why these people cannot submit is because they have money. It's true. The fake people are they are very rich. They are very bold. They collect money, but no structure, no system, nobody to monitor them. So once you do that, it will affect money, and once it affects money, they will come and submit, because money handles a lot of things. Because when they now know that nobody will give, before they give to you, they are say, Pastor, are you a part of this? Do you have this number that I can use to collect my tax refund? Then you will know that you have to align.
Wow, fantastic. And I know you are not interested in going into politics.
God, we are kingmakers. We are kingmakers. A lot of our guys now, I have governors. My boys are becoming governors. My guys are in different places now. So we are training people a new breed without greed.
A new breed
without greed.
Say that again. Say that again.
Raising a new breed without greed that are now apostles in the marketplace. So we are kingmakers, sending them forth into the marketplace. So,
but we are seeing godfathers becoming.
There's nothing wrong in godfathers. Okay. It's just to decide God is our father. You have a father in the spirit. Bishop Edeko is a godfather. We are a godfather. Everybody has God. Godfather is not a crime. God is our father. And there are people on earth that are God and father. So, but having the right people is what we're talking about. Because everybody, when we say mentor, it's godfather. Those things are just what. So, godfathers in politics have become, people that destroy destiny. Why? Because they are there for themselves. And when you cannot give what you don't have, so because the people that are godfathers in politics are not people of integrity, and they are not people of patriotism, they turn it into their own money making
like
machine.
What is happening in River State now.
It's very sad.
For Bara and Wike.
It's a very sad.
It's a very sad.
Very
sad.
My
wife is from River State.
Wow.
It's from River State.
So it's a sad episode. So those are the realities. So we now need to have kingdom godfathers. Look at what Bishop Edeko has done in Kenaland. Look at what Baba Deboye has done. These are one ministry bigger than an entire country.
I tell you.
And everything's working. Light is working, water is working.
Since 1999 till date,
Light
power
has
has not
only
gone
maybe,
out
maybe just 3 times for a few hours. Yeah.
in Winners,
So
Canaan land.
that is a whole nation.
It's a whole nation.
Yeah, so that's
Now, I was saying the other day, can't the government go there to learn?
those are the things we're talking about. They don't, because as far as they're concerned, all these church people, somebody that has done something, turn a whole bush into a city.
I tell you.
And you are still thinking that you know something they don't
Without
know.
borrowing?
Without borrowing, without anything. So it's just, we have a long way to go, but God will help us.
The country is borrowing.
They are confused.
borrowing.
Our leaders are confused. They have no...
The challenge in Kenya today is because of the indebtedness of the nation.
Yeah.
To
You now want to tax the people, but you are living large.
Yes.
You are living large. When I was telling my wife just this morning, I said, did you hear the Kenya thing? That when I was hearing this, it's like if it's Nigeria. That because the people were saying the government said we should tighten our belt, but they are not tightening our belt. That the president is still traveling around the world with large entourage, that they want to renovate the house of his deputy. I said, this is Nigeria now. It's as if it's Nigerian news. I said, all these people are the same.
Now,
it's sad.
Do you know that the guy rode to their presidency on the basis of religion? Because he came to church, had this.
No, that's why I say religion is more dangerous than
it's more dangerous.
It's the opium of the masses.
Because when the guy was campaigning and everything, he would reduce taxes, he would do this, he would do that. So people believed him. Say, this church person.
When people put on religious cap, they don't think.
He's a disappointment. Ruto, oh my goodness.
It's sad.
But he has repented now, so to say.
He has said he's not doing again, but
the youths are not giving in.
Many times people tell me, why can't you go and help the government? Why can't they? I say they are not ready to be helped. I was I was part of the team that did consulting for South Africa for 3 years. I was the same part of the team that did for Sierra Leone. I was supposed to be part of the Rwandan team, but I was not available to join them. And in South Africa, when we came up with a lot of things and they started seeing results by the 2nd or 3rd year, I believe, one of their executives, like their senators, said, "Sir, you have been coming here, we have seen the result, but why can't you do this in your own country?" I said, what you have said right now is not an indictment against us, but against our country. I said, when I came in here, I said, I've never entered private jets in my life until I started working with you people. You people honor us. I come to the airport, you carry us at the tarmac, you carry us on private jet, we'll go around, we're training, all of you sit down, you leave your chamber, we'll train you, you take manner, you follow. I said, in our country, if I land in my country, I'm a normal person. They can even push me aside because they don't value us.
A prophet is not.
It's just one of those noisemakers.
Okay.
I said, so that is it. I said, so you invited us, you are paying me hundreds of thousands of dollars for what I'm doing here. My country will collect money from me to even talk on radio, to talk on television. You have to pay for it. So it's not that we are ready to help our country, but they don't believe in us. And, I've sat down with the governor before he became a governor. One of my guys that is the governor. Showed him all the templates, showed him everything we're going to do. The guy don't enter now. Immediately he enter. I sent everything again, went to him, he fixed appointment, I went there. I was there we're supposed to do a 3-day meeting to now begin to implement. I landed, I kept calling, I'm coming, so no problem. A day before I went, I was now away. By the time bottom line I landed, they say governor is not around. I see somebody who I talked to yesterday. Say they come, we'll fix 3 days.
Hey.
They put me in the government house, say I just the chop. I'm not a poor man. I say, forget it. I'm going back to Lagos. I'm not a jobless man. I'm not one of those people.
Yes.
Who are? He says it's the president that called them and they have to go to Abuja that he will try. I say, I understand, but me too, I'm a busy man. So that's how I left. That's how I left. I went back to the airport. They begged him. I said, forget it.
But did he call you back?
No, he did. So he said, but me, I'm busy too.
Yeah, of course. Busy.
So at the end of the day, I said, I can send my boys. I don't have time. You can't remove us that because you're a governor. Who are you? So, but by the time we finally sat down and looked at it, by the time he begin to offload things, he can't do anything for the next 4 years.
You mean it?
I'm telling you. because the former governor is the one that have chosen all the major people, and then he has to be paying money to the former governor. So he said for the next 2 years, they have done 1 year already. So for the next 2 years now, they have to settle the set so that I should just please that when they come for second term, that's when we now begin to implement all those things. What kind of that's why I say these people, this country, the thing is worse than many people think of. Whatever you think is happening, I can tell you it's like 30 times worse. As bad as you think it is, it's like 30 times worse. That's how bad things are. I'm telling you, it's only God that can help us and a new generation.
A new generation. Man of God, business man, great teacher. What again? All manner of. How will I describe you? Doctor, PhD in what now?
I have PhD in leadership and management and PhD in entrepreneurial leadership.
Wow.
So I've got 2 PhD, 2 masters, 2 PhD.
Wow. Congratulations for that.
Thank you, sir.
Shay, you know I love you.
Oh, of course. You know that there are people that even if you don't see, you know that these people, you know, so sometimes I will just pop in, you two will pop in, and God is faithful. Thank you for.
And not to that, the humility, this thing I just said here, the humility with which you carried that incident of me correcting covenant as against covenant. You know, I came from a leadership conference in your church. And when you were introducing me, you talked about it.
No, but because
I said, this guy said, this thing must have really
no, you don't
touched
because
you.
You see, I believe in excellence and I believe in being teachable. I believe that many people have missed it because nobody's telling them the truth. And you see, the higher you go, the fewer the people that can speak into your life. So that's why anyone that is my friend now, they know that if they want to hear the truth, if nobody will tell them, Olumide, call Olumide, it doesn't, no matter who you are. I have billionaire friends. Like governor, I spoke to her. I said, someone was that I'm back. I don't go. Even though he's a governor, if it's somebody else, they'll say, he's a governor. I say, who are you? You are 8-year tenure, you are back to citizenship. What's it now? You are a governor, president. Who are you? We are kingmakers. You are a president and so what? We will honor your office, but you are an ordinary man.
Yes.
That 8 years later, you are back to ground zero. Who is doing celebration? So I know who I am. I know what I carry. I don't. So I talk. I give you straight. So people know that if you call them today, we tell them I was my brother, but you know you are wrong here. No, that is wrong. This is wrong, and that's what has helped me. I'm just straightforward like that. So that is what I also expect from people. When I'm wrong, I want people to be able to tell me, because when you are now looking at I'm a man of God, that means I can miss it because there will be nobody to tell me the truth. I don't do that. Even my staff, I say, look, when we are anything, be free, so that I can know because I can't see everywhere.
No, you can't.
I can't, so that I can say this happened, then I will know I will correct it.
Look, eyeball to eyeball, some of my young people, they are watching you now. What would you want them to remember you for? Oh, Olumide Emmanuel was at YDI Radio studio for a wonderful major interview, and he said this.
Well,
that's what you have not seen anywhere else.
Okay. Now listen, everyone. You need to understand that 1,000 good intentions are not as powerful as one action. The Bible says, whoso looketh into the perfect law of liberty and continue therein, he being not a forgetful hearer but a doer, shall be blessed in all his deed. You can say everything, learn everything, take all the notes. It is what you do that makes the difference. Because knowledge is power, but applied knowledge is powerful. The journey of 1,000 miles does not begin with a step. It begins with a step that is taken. So everything you have heard today, take action, because as you take action, faith without work is there. Action will bring forth the manifestation. God bless you.
Wow. Woo! Viewers, listeners, we have been richly blessed by Pastor Olumide Emmanuel. You are coming to Great House Mandate Church on the 14th.
Yeah, I'll be there.
People are getting set. We're all getting set. I'll send to the
I saw the flyer. We are pushing it out maybe by next week.
Okay.
Push it out on all our socials.
Yes.
We'll be there. Trusting God for.
No. We will not recover. I tell you, because my teachings are practical. I teach practical stuff. I'm not that religious person. Pray, 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 pray. You know, there's a place for prayer.
No, there's a place for it's just
fasting.
balance. Yeah,
Just
it's
balance.
yeah.
Just balance. Just balance. You can't come and say, okay, you are just on the welfare queue all the time. No, it doesn't make sense.
Welfare is temporary.
It's temporary. You know.
It
So,
is well. Thank you,
thank
sir.
you
Thank
so,
you for the
so
opportunity.
much. Viewers, God bless you real good. Put to practice, just like he said, put to practice whatever you have learned, and you will stand to give testimony. Bye-bye.